Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome back to my old shitpost of a channel where honestly it's like a diary for me. I just upload whatever I feel like and I have a good time doing it. And before I want to start this video off, I want to thank you all for even taking the time to watch me. It really brightens my day up, and frankly I've been thinking a lot about that, alright? I want to just say for the record, no, I will not get used to using a brush despite how bad the hair gets, alright? But also, my mama got good news from the old mammogram people, so I'm really thankful lately. Anyways, though, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I wanted to just really start off with the idea of we are doxing ourselves. Yes, for those of you who obviously don't know what a dox is by now, doxing is when you give out your personal address to the entire world. And, you know, bad things can come out of that, okay? You could have people send you pizzas. You could have people swatting you. You could have a lot of nefarious things, okay? How many of those creepy ring camera TikToks have you watched? That could happen to you. What if the entire planet doxed themselves? Ladies and gentlemen, we are giving out the Addy, frankly, to all the aliens out there. Now, of course, the universe is a giant place, and we are nothing. If the universe is this big, all right, this big, we're like maybe an atom here. That's about our impact and size in the universe. A big place, and we're a small piece of the urine puddle. So let's get started, okay? Now, we've been doxing ourselves since like 1977, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the Arecibo radio telescope, okay? As you can see, it's seen better days. It's had a collapse back in 2020, but at its peak, it used to be quite beautiful. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you might recognize this as a map from Battlefield 4, known as Rogue Transmission. Honestly, I don't know if they predicted it, but it's kind of spooky. Here's like a black and white shot of when it did see better days. Of course, for those of you who are like, I want to see it break, well, here you go right now. Look at that. Bam! It literally broke just like it does in Battlefield 4. My god! DICE, you really... Yo, everyone at DICE must have predicted some of this shit. Jesus, look at that. Bam! Yep, there we go. There she blows! And it's gone, ladies and gentlemen. It is all in-game. That is millions upon millions, tens of millions of dollars, potentially, in damages that you've just seen. So of course this telescope was used to basically send out communications to space. One of those communications was the Arecibo message, okay? For those of you who've never seen this message, let's go check it out. So 44 years ago we sent out this graphic to Alamaus, okay? Now of course you might be like, how the fuck are Alamaus gonna decode that? Well, first off, we didn't send it in a JPEG, okay? We didn't even send it as an NFT. No, we sent it as binary, okay? So like that's actually, I got the audio for you, okay? Why am I trying to recreate it? So here's the actual audio for the Arecibo message. All right, listen to it real carefully. Oh yeah. Now, of course, aliens are supposed to decode that, ladies and gentlemen, and I assume aliens are going to decode that because we have organizations like SETI, METI, and various organizations whose literal jobs it is to send out messages, or not just send out messages, but to receive messages from the great universe. Of course, we believe that aliens, Alamaus, are probably going to be sending and receiving just like we do. Might be kind of a little galactocentric take out there, but you know what? I don't even know if that's even a word. But let's go look through this message, okay? So this is like the message in of itself. Each dot, obviously, so whenever the audio is like, dee, that means it's like false, and when it just like has a change and dip, that is without a doubt the message being played. Now, of course, all of these things are different aspects of human civilization, right? So this, for example, is like the numbers 1 through 10, I believe, all right, in like binary digits. So, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you see that? It's 1 through 10. And then you've also got like atomic numbers for the elements, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus. And then you've also got like chemical compounds that make up like the nucleotides of the DNA, right? So this is like the various like numbers of how many that we have. And then you also have the double helix, right? Which is what our DNA looks like, you know, the little double helix strands. And then, of course, you've got Who-Man down over here. Now, they used a U.S. male height for this as an average. So, of course, aliens, if they land on other parts of the world, your mileage may vary, okay? They might be lied to, who knows? But, of course, as you can see over here, they've also got, you know, the various populations of, like, Earth, I guess, at the time, 44 years ago. And then, over here, you can see a representation of our solar system. So you got the Sun, you got Mercury, you got Venus, you got Earth, you got Mars. I guess Earth being there is to denote that it has life on it. And then you've got Jupiter, Saturn, and then you've got Neptune, Uranus, which was later renamed to Eurectum in Futurama, and then Pluto, okay? So, of course, a little bit of that callback to the old Gemini home entertainment, right? I mean, every time I cover the solar system, that's going to be in my head for a couple of weeks. And then you've got the Arecibo telescope. Of course, if aliens land near it, they'll be like, damn, son, this shit broken. These earthlings do nothing but lie. Of course, for anybody wondering, that's pretty much how Mafia works, okay? That's the message that we have sent to aliens 44 years ago. This message was actually fired to M13, a globular star cluster. So, of course, if any Alamaus have heard it, I don't even know if the message even reached by now, but if it did, aliens are probably decoding it and figuring out just exactly how to destroy us. But we'll get to that later. Then, of course, we also made the golden record, okay, that we launched upon Voyager 1 back in 1977. As you can imagine, a lot of space shit was happening back then. We had a little dark age, and now we're back with space exploration, okay? Elon's on it, Jeff Bezos is on it, a bunch of billionaires are on the space grind these days, because they realize just how much Earth is going to suck in the next 15, 20 years, so it's best time to get off the planet and go live somewhere on fucking Mars. But here we got the Voyager golden record. So, of course, it looks pretty cool, like they got the nice etching on it, all right? And that was put on the Voyager. So, of course, if you look at it right here, it was placed, like, right in this section. I don't know if they, like, truly covered it or kept it safe. They probably, like, encased it right. But, of course, aliens are supposed to look at this and be like, look at that, boys, it's a vinyl. That's a phonographic record. Do we even have the technology to play it back? Fuck if I know, but we're gonna try. And of course, if you look at some of the images, this is what we put on. So there's like 100 and I think like 13 images or like something of that nature that we put onto the actual phonograph. These are just some of them. Okay, so for instance, you have this one lady at a grocery store eating grapes. I don't... Really, guys? Is that human culture to you? All right. You got to pay for them first. And then you've got Jupiter. All right. We even put like the, measurements on them so they didn't have to. And then I guess we were really into mukbangs or something, but we sent this image. So, like, just process this. We got somebody eating soft serve ice cream. Some dude eating a grilled cheese sandwich and like the weird, like, what are you trying to do? Make a jigsaw puzzle? And this guy just decided to drink straight from the goddamn kettle. Like, this doesn't even, none of this makes any sense. You know, if the aliens are going to get any idea is that we're just mukbangers. Of course, we've also got more things, like the Arecibo Observatory. We also sent them an image of that. And then we also sent them, like, an image from Isaac Newton's, like, Philosophy Neutralis Principia Mathematica. If you're thinking, damn, Muda, you really know your books. No, I just read the bottom section of Wikipedia, okay? And then we sent them Egypt's Red Sea, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Nile from Earth. So again, aliens know exactly just how to attack. And of course, we even gave them like IKEA-esque instructions on how to play the tape too. Again, if they could understand that, sure. We even tried telling them how binary code works. Because remember, binary is just something that we've created. Who knows if other aliens even carry those same concepts, okay? When it comes to math and science, because these are constants of the universe, any advanced species is going to know the basic constants, but you still have to give them some idea of how to decode it because, again, we are a different language than whatever alien species that exists. We've also even received signals, like the WOW signal we've received. Now, we used to think this was maybe extraterrestrial life reaching us, but it did not. It was actually from a comet. It was later debunked. Now, Stephen Hawking, one of the most renowned physicists in the world, once said, hey guys, listen, maybe we shouldn't be sending messages out. Now, he said, if you look at history, contact between humans and less intelligent organisms have often been disastrous from their point of view, and encounters between civilizations with advanced versus primitive technologies have gone badly for the less advanced. Now imagine, if aliens knew how to fly through the stars and how to conquer galaxies, we are nothing but unintelligible cavemen in comparison to their technological advancements. One glimpse of the human... If the aliens even sign on to Twitter for that day, if they figure out how it works and they read through if they read through just that, we're getting killed, okay? We are getting destroyed. The alien genocide upon humanity is upon us, okay? That's where we are. So of course, since we may be less advanced, if they could read our message and come to us, we could face the short end of the stick, right? Of course, that's a very dark way of looking at situations like this. There are people that believe in more altruistic ways, like the individuals that are sending messages like this, so it's actually a great debate amongst people who are into the extraterrestrial communication world. Me, I would not be broadcasting the Addy, but that's because I firmly believe in a very scary thing known as the Fermi paradox. It doesn't have to be scary, but I believe in the scarier sides of it, and we'll get to that. So, of course, you might be like, what are we broadcasting? We are actually updating that message from 44 years ago. So here's the actual updated message right now. They've changed a few things. So, for instance, they're talking about binary and decimal systems. So we're now sending them images or, broadcasts that are decoded to show up like this. So here we're giving them our binary system. So here, as you can see, these like little diamonds, you may not be able to read very carefully because the images are very low res. But of course, for instance, as you go around over here, when this dot turns into an X, that's the binary system. So binary is like, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 4, this would be 8. So of course, when we're doing 2, 1 is deactivated, 2 is there. So basically how binary works is whatever is activated, like let's say if 8 was activated and 2 was activated, you would do 8 plus 2, and that would be the number 10 in binary, right? You can see the way that they've done 9 is by having 8 and then 1 active. So you add it up, 8 plus 1, that would be the number 9. They also talk about prime numbers and the largest known prime number 2. Then we've got mathematical operations. So we tell them 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, we tell them 1 times 2 equals 2. So we're trying to tell aliens, yes, we know how math works. Then we also show them exponential operations, setting a as variables, so we're trying to teach them sine, cosine, tangent, some little algebra, all that good stuff. And then, of course, we're going into things like particle physics, because we're trying to prove to the Elamaus that we are not a stupid species. Spectrum of hydrogen atoms, DNA structures, and then they're starting to talk about more DNA structures. Then they send us illustrations of men and women, which I have to censor because even when it comes to scientists, they love drawing up that Rule 34. Yes, we have actually sent not just our docs, but Rule 34 of human beings to the world, okay? And of course, we've also got a representation of our solar system updated and scaled out for sure. Clearly, Jupiter and Saturn are far larger than us. And then we even sent them an illustration of Earth. Hell yeah, dude. Composition and characteristics of Earth, communication with Earth, and then valid pixels, and you get it, okay? So we're basically sending them an updated record and a general idea of where to find us, okay? Of course, any alien species that can decode this, understand this, can probably pinpoint the source of the signal. And once they have done that, well, it's time to come finding and knocking on our door. Now, the reason why I tend to look at this stuff with really a lot of, not so much fear, but a lot of intrigue is that I believe in things like the Fermi paradox, okay? I like to think that there's many ways that I believe that we've probably come across aliens at some point in the past. They became known as our Roman gods and whatnot, okay, somewhere back in the day. People with great mega powers, and human beings looked up to them. I like to think that's how recorded history was. Of course, aliens visited us, then they left us, and maybe we're kept at a close observation, maybe we're not. The galaxy is so large that it's probably, there's obviously intelligent life out there. And one of my things is, with the amount of noise that we might be making, even though it's inconsequential to the size of the universe, we should have gotten some message. The scary thing about the Fermi paradox is, oftentimes you fall into this level of thinking that maybe there are 3 possibilities, okay? We could have a peaceful interaction with somebody who's come across our signal, and they come to visit us, and they say hello. Or, if you play too much Mass Effect like I do lately, then you'll find out, oh shit boys, the Reaper threat is active, and maybe we might awaken an apex species that tends to hunt down other evolving species. In their eyes, humanity could be considered a virus, a blight in the universe. And instead of us spreading and going to various systems in our area, or planets, it's best to stamp us out right now before we are spacefaring. Before we're able to distribute like space cancer in their eyes. Which is a fear that I live with, okay? I think that if a species like that exists, it's an immediate destruction of the humankind. Because if they're able to fare space, if they're high on the Kardashev scale, then they could easily destroy us and trample on us and basically throw us down into nothing. That's one of the things that I believe in, okay? Hey, there could even be a possibility that right now, the Mass Effect galactic war is going on, and because we're not that advanced of a species, we have no concept and idea of it. The galaxy is a massive place. Look, there is probably an intergalactic war going on, and we have no goddamn clue. Right now, there's an intergalactic issue. The intergalactic United Nations is crapping themselves, and again, we're like ants in an ant colony, and we have no fucking idea of it. That's what fascinates me about space and space exploration. The ability to go to the beyond and to elevate our level of actual thinking and understanding. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have doxed ourselves, and I wanted to make this video to sort of guide you through sort of the thing that I was thinking. This is the stuff that super interests me lately, and I figured it's the best segue into an actual video. So I want to ask you in the comment section below, how do you think our first alien encounter is going to go on? Have we already had an alien encounter? And how fast do you think humanity will be destroyed when an alien species finally logs into DeviantArt and sees just how capable we are of complete and utter horrors? That said, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. My mom's calling me. I am out. Hello, see ya.